Thank you everyone for joining me today. It is fabulous to see you all. My name is Michael Smith, the National Consumer Education Manager of Janome Canada, and yes, it is time for another Janome's Magical Machine Mystery Tour. Thank you, Luciano says, you're always so professional and personable. You do a great job with your videos, demos, and instructions. Thank you. That is really, really sweet to hear. You know, when this goes to the IGTV icon, we lose all of these comments. So this is why I like reading them out at the time, so everybody, if there's a question and I can answer it, then everybody, knows at the time what we're all talking about. And of course, again, I love to see everybody. So thank you so much for your compliments. Again, it's wonderful to be back to share the Janome love. So let's flip around, and what will our machine be today? Ooh, there's Janome's Magical Machine Mystery Tour, and the fabulous machine we're going to be talking about today is... Look at that beautiful box. Oh, I'm already tethered. Is that beautiful box? Look at that. The Magical Machine Mystery Tour machine today is the Janome 792 Anniversary Edition. So 792 PG stands for Pink Gold. Anniversary Edition Serger. Look at that beautiful box, and you'll see bonus included. And what is that bonus? Oh, look at our beautiful machine here today. Our beautiful 792 PG Anniversary Edition with the beautiful anniversary logo. Janome is 100 years this year, and we're quickly counting down. I can't believe it's already December. So this PG Anniversary Edition machine is perfect now to snap it up, because, Janome's 100th anniversary is going to be over next year. Will actually be 101 then. So now is the perfect time to get one of these special collector's edition Anniversary Edition machines. Once they're gone, they're gone. They're never going to be repeated, because again, Janome will never be 100 years again. So yes, time to snap it up. Now, your bonus included, normally most of our Sergers, would come like this. But this gorgeous extension table, look at that, with the adjustable legs, is included as your bonus with the 792 PG Anniversary Serger. So this Serger is the perfect entry-level Serger for those of you who think, oh, I'm not sure if I'm really ready for a Serger yet. You don't want to spend a lot of money, but you're interested in perhaps getting a Serger to either improve your garment sewing so you can finish off the raw edges, more faster, quicker, more professionally, or perhaps you're a quilter, and occasionally people say, oh, can I use a Serger for quilting? There are so many things you can do with a Serger. Like everything else, once you get it, you will use it more than you ever thought possible. So again, this is the perfect entry-level Serger for you. Not that expensive, very simple, easy to use, which we will go over. So the 792 PG Anniversary Edition Serger is a 4-thread Serger, which you can see there, my beautiful 4 threads. And don't you love the accents of, again, even like pink gold here on your telescoping thread stand? So isn't that wonderful? So the Serger, all Janome Sergers come threaded. And the cool thing is you can just add on your own thread and just tie it on to the threads that are already in these tensions. You can just tie it on the back. That's what they do in the garment industry to make it faster and easier. But, when I started sewing like 30 years ago, my sewing teacher, she took all the threads out of the Serger and she made us thread it one by one, which is really the best way to learn to thread your Serger. Overall it is quite simple, but if you just thread it one by one, it really is much more understandable. You can really learn your Serger better that way. And as usual, full instructions in your instruction manual. So it goes over the threading and it goes over what all the parts and pieces are, which I'll identify in just a minute. So make sure you read your instruction manual. Now, very important as well is your warranty card that comes included in your machine. So make sure that you read that and tuck this in a good spot. So you'll see. Now, I love Janome is so thorough. Now, for your bonus extension table, they even have included this little diagram on how to put it together. Like, isn't that amazing? And they even have translated it into different languages. So isn't that fantastic? Again, one thing I love about Janome, they're so thorough. So that beautiful bonus extension table is included here in the 792 PG. Now, many times people have asked, oh, this bonus extension table, it also comes with the 793 PG Serger, which I also demoed on Magical Machine Mystery Tour a while ago. This beautiful extra wide extension table is now available separately for certain models of Sergers. It won't fit most Sergers, but you can go to the Janome Global site and print off the Janome bulletin that says extra wide table. So this extra wide table will fit some Sergers, and they give you the dimensions here of what it will fit. So you can go home and measure your, or if you're at home already, that you can measure your bed of your Serger down here and see if it will fit this extension table. Again, the dimensions are here, so then you can see that if it is compatible. So that is an option. So as we go to tour the machine here, so again, it is a 3 or 4 thread option. So you'll see my big cones. I love using this Madeira Aero Lock thread that I've talked about many times on various Janome Canada presentations, Janome HQ presentations, available from your Janome dealer, this fabulous Madeira thread. The Aero Lock thread is a good quality, all-purpose Serger thread, so it is great to use on any of our Sergers or cover hem machines. And you'll see I've got the 4 different colors, and when you're new to serging especially, it's really good to use different colors of threads to help you better identify what threads are what. And that's how when your machine comes already threaded out of the box, that's exactly what Janome has done as well. They use a different color in each of your tensions here so you can better identify them. So no matter what serger you have, always on your right hand position is the lower looper, and that's what I have in my blue thread. So this is your lower looper tension knob here. And like all Janome machines, when you're going to thread your serger, you're going to make sure your presser foot is up, and that's going to release the tension discs here. So then you can thread your lower looper. Then going next to it in the pink here, as I follow this down, this is the upper looper tension. And again, regardless of what serger you have, they're always in the same positions. The lower looper is always the extreme right. Then going over to the left is the upper looper. And then up here, we've got, in the kind of greeny color here, is the right needle, and then we've got the left needle here in the white. So we can use all 4 threads as I have it set up now, or we could remove maybe the right needle and do a wide 3 thread using the left needle, or we could remove the left needle here and then just use the right needle, so that would produce a more narrow stitch. The cool thing about this 792 PG serger, oh, Grandma Craw, hello, great to see you again. As I remove this beautiful extension table and I open this side looper cover, you'll see this little pink gold accent, little knob here. And on this faceplate here, it says S, as it currently is in position, but then there's also an R printed here, which again is also in your instruction manual. And what that R is a rolled hem. So your 792 PG serger can do a nice narrow rolled hem, particularly with that right needle. Now you can go back to previous Janome's Magical Machine Mystery Tours and even Janome's Awesome Accessory Countdown. Oh, and then also I did some Janome America Facebook Lives all about threading your serger, using different threads on your serger. Oh, Eva's here. Hello. Great to see you. So you can go on the Janome HQ YouTube channel. I have a playlist called Janome Serger Tips and Tricks. So you can go to that playlist, and it has all the serger presentations that I've done, again, on various various models, but all about different threads you can use, different techniques you can do, including the rolled hem. So the nice thing is, regardless of what serger you have, I think almost all Janome sergers can do a rolled hem. So you can go back to review those tips and tricks on how to do that. So when I open my looper cover here, though, we simply, in order to turn this over to a rolled hem, all we have to do is just push in this knob here, and then boom, it's over to a rolled hem. Now we can go over here to this is our differential feed knob. So this will control, basically we've got feed dogs on the lower position, but this differential feed is basically like an upper set of feed dogs. So both layers of our fabric feed at the same rate. And you can produce some really cool things like gathering by adjusting your differential feed. So you can go back to Janome Life blog. There's a couple of blogs there about adjusting your serger for gathering and the different techniques of differential feed. That also applies to our cover hem machines as well, that same differential feed. This is your stitch length. So right now I have it up to 3, but then we can go up to 4 as a long basting stitch, or here I turn it to R. So that's our rolled hem, a nice tight stitch. So that's all we need to do to adjust our serger to a rolled hem, is just turn this dial, stitch length dial, to R, and then again we can just adjust the little knob here, and then boom, it's automatically set. That adjusts the stitch finger of where your stitches form, and automatically that's set up to a rolled hem. So super simple, and again the manual goes over all of it. So I'm going to set this back to S. Now you'll see this other knob over here that I'm pressing. This adjusts my upper knife. So right now it's in the highest position. So the great thing about a serger is it's going to trim the raw edge of our fabric as we're serging along. Or we can then just rotate this upper knife, and then now it's out of the way. Oh, Shane's here. Oh my gosh. Hello. It is great to see you. So now that upper knife is out of position, so it's not going to trim our fabric at all. So that is great. Sometimes on a rolled hem, you don't want to trim that edge, or again, if you don't have any spare seam allowance, then you can deactivate that knife. If you're using maybe, we've got some fancy extra presser feet you can use, that you can do your own wired ribbon, for example, with those feet. Then maybe, again, you don't want to have your knife in place. Oh, if you're using the beading foot, is another optional presser foot you can get for your serger. I demonstrated that on Janome's awesome accessory countdown, the beading foot. That would be a time you definitely want to deactivate that knife, so then you don't run into any of those beads. So again, super simple, easy adjustment. Now, we also have a lower knife on a serger, which is right here. Can you all see that? Yes, which is right there. So very often when people are serging, and here's an example, you're serging and you see how this lower looper thread in the blue is, coming off the fabric. I can see like some daylight under that stitch. That chain stitch is off the fabric there. And a lot of times I see on social media, like there, do you see how that? It's off the fabric, and people say, oh my God, I'm adjusting my tensions and I just can't get it right. This actually isn't a tension issue. This is your lower cutting knife depth, which again your manual goes over, but your lower cutting knife again is down here. So what we can do is turn the knob, turn this knob here. As I'm turning it towards me, this lower knife is moving away from me. It's moving this way to the right. So as I'm turning this knob, again, that lower cutting position is moving wider to the right. Conversely, if I turn this knob away from me, that's retracting your lower knife, and that cutting depth is now going to be more narrow. So if you see, again, that you're getting like your lower looper in the blue here is coming off the fabric, then by adjusting the cutting depth of the lower knife there on that side, look, that's so much better. Than that lower looper is right going along the edge of the fabric there, or even you may want it slightly pulled to the back. So you'll see here's my blue, that's my lower looper. And then again, as they're intersecting right along the edge of the fabric, or again, slightly pulled to the back. So very simple, easy to do. But again, this is why it's good to use the different color of threads, because then I can easily identify the blue is my lower looper. So then I knew on this sample there where it's coming off the fabric, I knew I needed to adjust something with that lower looper. It wasn't a tension issue here. All my dials are set, the default is set at number 3. All my dials are still set at number 3, but I knew I needed to adjust something to do with the lower looper. And if it's not a tension issue, then it's a adjustment here of that lower cutting knife. So very, very simple to do. And again, there you'll see in my denim here as well, again, I've got it slightly pulled to the back side. So slightly, but again, that's beautiful. So then again, there's a lot of easy adjustments you can do to adjust that cutting depth. So you will see here, again, as I talked about easy threading, and by using the different colors, Janome's got this great color-coded diagram to help you with your threading. Oh, Cindy's here. Hello. Fabulous. So the colored chart for threading, makes it very simple to do. They even give you some little pointers here on this looper cover. Now, things that are included in your machine already, I'm using these fabulous tweezers that are essential to help make your threading of your serger very easy. So then those are included. Your little screwdriver, which you will replace your needles, your bigger screwdriver if you need to replace your lower knife, for example. Or upper knife, sorry. There's a pack of needles. You'll see they've got a size 14, which is slightly bigger for your heavier fabrics, thicker fabrics. You can use woven fabrics as well as knits. And then size 11, which is a slightly more fine needle. Now, when you wonder, what needles do I use? It says right here on your serger, use only the HA. That's a German word that's basically like a household needle. 1 SP, which means special point needle. So number 11 or number 14, or the sizes that you want. So after you use this little packet of needles here, Sandra says, I love the Janome tweezers, so handy and really grip the thread. I agree, Sandra. I cannot thread my serger without those tweezers. I use them all the time. So after you use your little pack included, Janome has ballpoint needles here, size 11. And then again, it says again, 1 SP, special point, that we can use in our serger. And then we also have here size 14 ballpoint, again, 1 SP, special point, that we can use. Now, you can use ballpoint needles with woven fabric as well, no problem. It's typically the fabrics, the knit fabrics that are the lycra, that have lots of stretch in them. Those are usually the fabrics that present some problems. So you definitely want to make sure you're using those ballpoint or even these stretch needles. And if you can't find Janome needles, Oregon is the company that makes Janome needles. So even Oregon needles, these are super stretch needles. These would be good to use for, again, those fabrics with a lot of rubber, spandex, lycra in it. That can sometimes be an issue. A lot of times with those fabrics, I use a water-soluble stabilizer over as I'm stitching, and that will help eliminate the skip stitches that can sometimes happen with those fabrics. It's not your machine that's at fault. It's usually the wrong needles, incorrect needles, or dull needles, or again, it's those kind of fussier fabrics. So some water-soluble stabilizer is also a good little trick to use if you're having any trouble with your serger. But for most fabrics, your wovens and knits, again, this is denim, this is woven fabric, and then I've got some knit fabrics that are fabulous to use on the serger because, again, it's got that built-in stretch. Most of these fabrics offer no problem at all. You can just serge and serge and serge till there's no tomorrow. And very little adjustment of your serger. Now, even one thing I wanted to point out, it's so cute here, this little compartment, you know, when you're threading your Janome 792 PG anniversary serger, your needles, Janome has this convenient needle threader in a blister pack. Now, yours will not have this accent of red. I do that on my tool, so I know it's mine. But the needle threader is cool because one side will hold the needle in position as you're threading it, and the other side will help you if this yellow, ooh, my camera, I just need to stabilize. This yellow is, you know, representative of the thread, that as we're going to thread the eye of the needle, there's a little wire, ooh, a little wire that comes out that's going to push this thread through the eye of the needle. So it's really good to have. This comes in a blister pack from your Janome dealer, so it's really good to have to thread those needles very easily. This needle threader, though, can even just clip right in position. Like, I love how Janome thinks of everything. It is so cool. So even though this needle threader is an optional accessory, you know, it'll just clip right there. So that way you always have it. So isn't that awesome? So yes, let me close that up because I wanted to demo, of course, you know, if we're a garment sewer, sergers are a must, I think. Again, it just helps make your garment sewing faster, easier, more professional, especially, again, if you've got like knits with the stretch. This is really great. I love using these clips when I'm, oh, did I raise my upper knife? I want to make sure that's in position. Ooh, yes, I did. Oh, no, I didn't. Okay, I couldn't remember if I did or not. I definitely want that upper knife in position. So yes, knits are fabulous to use on your serger, and again, these clips are great because it doesn't distort your work, and then you don't have to worry about accidentally running over them. So depending on your seam allowance, there's even some markings here, like for example 5/8 of an inch, if you're a garment sewer using a commercial pattern. So they definitely make it a lot easier for you to use. And again, as I'm getting close to these clips, they're so easy to remove, so that's why I love using them. When I first started sewing in high school, my sewing teacher was so adamant we never use pins with sergers because it's so easy to run over them. So this way we don't have to worry about it at all. There is a convenient knife at the side of the serger, and then boom, there we go. There is our beautiful, again, built-in stretch. So the sergers, I'm not sure which came first, knit fabrics or sergers, because they work so beautifully together. So again, that is gorgeous. So very simple, easy to do, and again, beautiful. I've got that built-in stretch, no problem. So again, that's not going to pop and break or anything. So that is great. Or again, another kind of more like a cotton knit here. I can just keep going. It really doesn't matter what my fabric is. And again, I haven't adjusted my tensions. I haven't adjusted anything. I haven't changed my needles. I can even, again, do more of this denim fabric. It really doesn't matter. The sergers can pretty much take anything that you throw at it. And again, if you have to adjust your tensions, turning up to a higher number makes more tension, or turning down to a lower number. So I always think of like down low or down loose and up tight. So very simple, easy to do. Oh my gosh, Kimberly Imo, hello. It is great to see you. Hello. So there, that's even on denim, 2 layers of denim, no problem at all. A nice secure seam, especially another big thing for sergers. If you've got kids, grandkids, a lot of rough and tumble wear, or depending on your job, if it's very active, sergers will definitely help improve the wear and tear of your garments. They won't wear out as long. The seams won't pop as easily because of that extra thread of the serger. So you can see I'm actually constructing as well with that 4 thread. So if this is a knit, if I were making again like a polo shirt like I wear, I would use the 4 threads of the serger. You can see there's my left needle, there's my right needle, the upper looper is what you see here, and then that's the lower looper down at the bottom. So I would use the 4 threads to construct a garment. So that's good, make it nice and secure. But also, again, when people say, well, I'm not a big garment sewer, well, here's 2.5-inch strips. If I'm a quilter, oh, we can just fly through the, sergers. The average serger is about twice the speed of the average sewing machine. No pins necessary here. I'm just taking a little bit of time to match up my strip, but it's like how simple, how easy is that to do? Look at that, all that piecing. So how about using piecing for using a serger for piecing for your quilts? So very simple and easy to do. So again, it doesn't have to just be a garment sewer. So here I'm going to do a 4-patch. And it's so fun, all your extra scrap fabric, this is what I do. I cut them all up into little squares, and this is what I use to practice. No need to raise your presser foot. You can just butt your other piece on right after it, so it helps hold it into position. Again, we've got that side thread cutter to use. So as I'm doing my 4-patch here, again, how simple, how quick, how easy that is. Fold it over. Now, when I get to the middle here, I like to kiss my seams or nest them or, butt them together. So one seam allowance is going up and the other seam allowance is going down. So this way I don't have to use pins. So it makes it nice and fast and helps reduce that bulk by nesting your seams like that. So again, even if you're not a big garment sewer or you're wondering, will I really get the use out of that serger? Boom, look at that. Like there's my beautiful 4-patch. How simple, how easy that is. And then again, there's my nested seams. One seam allowance going one way, one seam allowance going the other. And again, everything is beautifully finished. No raw edges, no stray threads showing underneath on the right side of your quilt. So that's really cool to do. A fun thing that some educators like Alba, for example, from Janome America, I know she loves to, this would be like her quilt sandwich. Alba loves to finish off the edge of her quilt with the serger before she binds it. So if this were my binding here, I'm going to finish off this raw edge of the quilt. So I've got my backing and my batting in between. So again, I haven't adjusted a thing. And this serger, 792 PG anniversary serger, boom, can handle the batting, the backing. There's the quilt top again. So it just flattens that edge. So it makes for binding. So if this is your binding strip, again, if you want to do your traditional double fold binding, and now you could either stitch this on with the serger or take it to your domestic machine and, flip it over as usual. But by having that edge bound, that again, all those little raw edges are gone, and it just helps flatten that edge so your binding comes out nice and crisp. So there's many wonderful things you can do with a serger. It just makes all your sewing so much easier. Now, for little tips and tricks, as well as going to review the Janome HQ YouTube channel and the Serger Sewing School playlist, things like the Air Thread AT2000D Professional Workbook. Now, even though this Air Thread serger is our top-of-the-line serger, but the techniques of doing things like how to balance your tensions, for example, balancing your 4-thread overlock, that's the same on all sergers. Adjusting the cutting width. Now you're going to adjust the dials a little bit different because here on the 792 PG serger, the dials are in a different position, but as far as adjusting it is pretty much the same. So you could still benefit learning about your differential feed. It's the same on all sergers. So even though you don't have the AT2000D, you can still get a lot of the same information regardless of what your serger is. So this is also an optional resource available from your Janome dealer. And again, so much available out on YouTube and Janome sewing machines, Facebook Live, various Facebook Live presentations. When I mentioned our fabulous Madeira Aero lock thread, that you can get from your Janome dealer. Oh, we've got many packets here in the Arrow Lock thread. They either come in really big cones, ooh, like this, or you can get them, look at this beautiful sample pack of the Mini Kings, that we have all these beautiful neutrals available in the Mini King size. So that, ooh, that is available as well. So these are the littler, smaller Mini Kings. So those are available. Or also from your Janome dealer, we have the Serger thread. You'll see the black is missing because it's on one of my machines right now. But we've got 4 neutrals, you know, 4 spools that you can put on your 4-thread serger. So this is also available. And with Christmas coming up, what a great gift for your sewing friend, for yourself, for your partner, you know, whomever who sews. How perfect to get them this pack of serger thread. If you have a serger that you've had in the box forever, and you think, oh, I'm going to get it out and start using it again, treat yourself to some new serger thread. Definitely you don't want to have thread that's sitting around for years and years and years. It won't give you as good results. So treat yourselves to some good quality, lower lint serger thread. And as always, what comes with your serger, your fabulous foot pedal. And again, I've got it on the So Comfortable non-slip foot pedal pad. So you don't have to worry about, now look at that, it's totally on an angle and it's not slipping, it's not going anywhere. This is why I love this non-slip foot pedal pad. So many times I've had to chase my foot pedal, and the serger in particular, because I've always got, you know, pedal to the metal, and I'm sewing really fast, and then that foot pedal seems to creep on my, I've got laminate flooring down in my sewing room. So by having this non-slip foot pedal pad, that foot pedal, regardless of what it is not going anywhere. So you can definitely sew faster with So Comfortable. So that's available as well for from your Janome dealer. And as always, oh my goodness, how did that time go by so fast? Wow, like it always goes by so fast. And let me flip around. Oh yes, thank you everyone for joining me today. It's always a whirlwind. Oh, I'm so excited to be back. So it's great to be able to share more of the Janome love with you. And again, I always want to do more. So we will just have to plan to get together again next week. So what will I be talking about next week? Oh, I don't know. It's a mystery, but thank you so much for joining me. And I look forward to seeing you all again next week for Janome's Magical Machine Mystery Tour. Thank you everyone for joining me, and have a fabulous day. Bye.